Welcome, faculty and staff, family and friends, students, and most of all graduates, to the 10th Convocation of the School for the Future of Innovation in Society. This convocation is not like any other that we have had, and I am sure I don't need to tell you why. One thing our weeks of so-called social distancing and remote learning have taught us is how cherished our time together is face-to-face. I want to thank everyone who has worked so diligently to get us to this moment, safely, physically distant, but socially, and I hope, inspiringly close. In recognition of your not being able to celebrate your commencement on campus, SFIS is collaborating with ASU Leonardo, the School of Arts, Media, and Engineering, and visiting artist Bill Ayton to create an original augmented reality digital 3D art dedicated to our 2020 graduates, designed with student input and activated through the ASU app. I sincerely wish that we could be shaking hands, breaking bread together, and taking live pictures by the ASU Charter Monument. But perhaps this augmented reality art and app will be a modest substitute. At December Convocation, when novel coronavirus was just a month or two past the mutation that allowed it to jump from animals to people, I reflected on ASU's alma mater, its invocation of brave tomorrows, and the motto of our school, "The future is for everyone." In these short 5 months, the need for us to be brave in the face of tomorrow and the necessity of an inclusive vision of the future have become that much more apparent. As I write these remarks, more than 800,000 of our fellow Americans have been officially diagnosed with COVID-19, and just over 45,000 of them have perished. Some of that illness and death has come to our extended SFIS community, and my heart goes out to you in your isolation and your grief if you have suffered through this. Even if it might be painful, I want to ask you to meditate for a moment on your experiences while I read you something about the pandemic written by people who have looked closely at it. And I quote, "We saw firsthand an overly burdened and unnecessarily costly healthcare system, a drug development system unresponsive to the fast-changing unknowns surrounding this epidemic, the absence of integrated health education and health promotion programs in our schools, an increasingly litigious and adversarial relationship between providers and consumers of healthcare, and a society in which some members were still too quick to reject, deny, condemn, and discriminate, resulting in a situation that neither bodes well for the individual nor the public health when dealing with this epidemic. But what we also saw firsthand was the spark of human spirit which rises high when faced with the gravest human tragedies. We saw incredible goodness across the nation and a fundamental compassion expressed by thousands of Americans, from healthcare professionals to hospice volunteers to local firemen, police. We found the epidemic then to be much more than a medical crisis or a public health threat. While we found it a grave tragedy, we also saw the epidemic as an opportunity to confront and begin to solve many of the problems our society faces. We saw an opportunity to begin to eliminate flaws in our healthcare system, resulting in a better life for all Americans. We saw an opportunity to begin to educate our young people about their own human biology so that they can better appreciate the unique worth and dignity of themselves and others. We saw an opportunity to begin to eliminate discrimination and embrace persons with disabilities and illness as part of the mainstream of American life. We saw an opportunity to begin to turn the goodness that is out there, just waiting to be harnessed, into an unbeatable army against this viral enemy that has captured the early ground. Having read this, I now have to admit to deceiving you by more than 30 years. The author of these words is retired Admiral James D. Watkins, who was appointed in 1987 to chair the Presidential Commission on the Human Immunodeficiency Virus Epidemic. Admiral Watkins wrote these words to persuade President Ronald Reagan and inspire the country to address the HIV/AIDS crisis in ways that would have saved lives and healed the nation. From its inception to Watkins writing these words, AIDS killed about 75,000 Americans, roughly the number of American deaths that will be attributed to COVID-19 when you first hear my words. My point is neither to compare suffering between two incomparable plagues, nor to compare policy responses by politicians 3 decades apart. It is rather to suggest that even from the depths of disease and despair, there are visions of hope, healing, and a better world on the other side, and to invite you to take part in those visions. The inclusive vision of SFIS, a future that is for everyone, helps us learn, motivate, and mobilize toward that better world, those brave tomorrows of ASU's alma mater. Let us all, not just the graduates, dedicate ourselves to bring such a future into being. Our graduates today number 26, 9 from our undergraduate programs, 2 from our Master of Science and Technology program, 14 from our Master of Science in Global Technology and Development, both immersive and online, and 1 from the doctoral program in Human and Social Dimensions of Science and Technology. While all of these students have performed wonderfully, at this time I would like to acknowledge 2 in particular. First, our outstanding graduate student, Rebecca Monteleone. Becca is a motivated, talented, and incredibly productive student. As an emerging scholar, she has already presented her research at numerous conferences and developed an impressive track record of publications. She has also proved an eager and dedicated mentor. Outside of school, she is a coach for the Detour Theater Company, a local theater group for adults with cognitive and physical disabilities. Becca recently co-directed their production of Rent the Musical at the Scottsdale Center for the Performing Arts. Becca starts as a tenure-track assistant professor in disability studies at the University of Toledo in the fall. Congratulations, Becca. Next, our outstanding undergraduate student, Francesca La Scala. As one of her nominators wrote, Francesca is one of the kindest and most hardworking students I've met. She has gone out of her way not only to help her fellow students, but SFIS as a unit. She helped found and run 2 student groups, and she produced outstanding research through the SFIS Undergraduate Research Fellows Program every semester since its inception in fall 2017. She simply is a shining star. Francesca is the recipient of ASU's Moore Award, given to students who complete their bachelor's degree in 8 semesters here with a 4.0 GPA, and she has been accepted into Teach for America. Congratulations, Francesca. Next, I want to acknowledge 2 of our graduates who have served in the armed forces, Joshua Rogers and Scott Williams, both receiving the Master of Science in Global Technology and Development. Thank you for your service. Finally, I want to recap our Spring Awards ceremony and semi-annual poster jamboree, at which we present our achievement awards for each of our graduate programs. Those winners were, for the doctoral program in the Human and Social Dimensions of Science and Technology, Gabrielle Laut. For the doctoral program in Innovation and Global Development, Salahuddin Hamdoun. For the Master of Science in Technology Policy, Odessa Clugston. And for the Master of Science in Global Technology and Development, Tyler Eglin. Congratulations again to you all. As you likely know, ASU has been ranked now 5 years in a row as the nation's most innovative university. Innovation means change, and ASU's restlessness has new meaning for our school in the coming year. We will join together with the School of Sustainability and a new School of Complex Adaptive Systems under a new College of Global Futures. We will remain SFIS with our own identity and degree programs, but Convocation will be the province of our new college. And so I conclude with the bittersweet news that this 10th Convocation will likely be our last. Our inclusive and forward-looking values are there in the very name of the new college. And next year, not only will we celebrate with a larger and similarly inspiring group of friends and colleagues from across the College of Global Futures, but we will celebrate next year in person. Thank you all, be safe, and congratulations, graduates.